If you don't know who Michael Moore is, he is one of the most woke filmmakers that is working in Hollywood today. He is someone who is unfortunately a fellow Michigander, which makes me very sad to say that, but today he got absolutely brutally destroyed by Bill Maher in one of the most epic moments that I've seen coming from Bill Maher in quite some time. So shut the F up. Bill Maher slams the brakes on Michael Moore's anti-Republican rant. This is absolutely amazing to see. Now, Bill Maher is someone who I find to be a very interesting and complex person. He probably is just like a manipulative snake, to be honest, at the end of the day. But the fact is that sometimes he says things that are just right on the money, and I have to show some appreciation for that, because despite whatever his motives are when he says these types of things, at the end of the day, when someone says something that is correct, I'm going to highlight that and praise it and everything else, no matter what the motive is of that person. So let's go ahead and get into this and see what Bill Maher has to say here when it comes to completely shutting down Michael Moore in one of the most epic ways that I've seen in quite some time, in a way that Michael Moore totally deserves. So Moore was busy explaining why, going into November's midterm elections, he had never been more optimistic about where the country was headed. And he got so giddy that Maher had to jump in and remind him to respond to other questions. So this is part of the interview here when Bill Maher first brought Michael Moore on.
It's its 20th anniversary this year, and he's the host of the podcast Rumble with Michael Moore, my good friend Michael Moore. Michael Moore.
So anyway, people are clapping. Yeah, you get the picture.
Oh, you look great. You look like Michael Less.
Right?
That is pretty good. That's pretty good, because Michael Moore is definitely not someone who's pleasing on the eyes, especially when he was a lot heftier than he is now, because apparently lost a lot of weight. But we're going to get into this, because as you can see here, this is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy stuff. Hopefully you guys can see this fine. But basically, this is from the show. As you can see here, Michael Moore was basically just talking about like the elections and how bad Republicans are and just how terrible all of that is. Anybody who's a Trump supporter, all this type of stuff, they are just the worst people imaginable. It is time to completely eradicate these people and everything else. That's what Michael Moore was talking about for about 12 minutes. And then we got to this part, which was just fantastic.
There's going to be even more this year. That's been the trend. So women, young people, people of color are going to save the day. And we are going to be very happy the day after the election. And I know people are afraid.
People of color are going to save the day. I just want to remind Michael Moore that, you know, more and more people of color are waking up to the nonsense that is going on in this country. I know you don't like to hear that, because those are demographics that you love to control and use for your narratives, but that is indeed what is happening.
Don't say that, Mike. Now people won't show up. Yes, I know, because the old school Democrats, liberals, were a little like, oh, wow, yeah, you know, it's not that way anymore. I think there's a real revolution, a nonviolent revolution going on in favor.
Good thing he really clarified that.
Of democracy. People don't want to lose it. We know how close we are to losing it.
When it comes to things like what Michael Moore is saying here about democracy, all they mean is controlling the narrative. That's really what it means at the end of the day. Because when people actually speak their minds, and if that what people are voting for and speaking about go against the narrative, then suddenly it is a very, very bad thing. And democracy is suddenly something that they just use as some sort of excuse for trying to continue to change the narrative to fit their agenda.
And we can't lose it.
Michael Moore, now let's meet our panel.
I'm sorry.
It gets even better. Just watch.
I'm sorry. Question 2.
Like I said, he was going on for like 13 minutes. 13 minutes! Talking about all that crazy stuff.
I'm just excited. We're going to get rid of these people that are trying to tear the country down. We're going to get rid of them. I'm excited.
What he means by that is we're going to get rid of the people that he doesn't like or agree with.
Excited about it.
I see. You know, we have some Republicans watching this show. I mean,
Yes.
we are for all Americans on this show. So,
Which, you know, whether it's genuine or not coming from Bill Maher, I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, no, but that's why
I know. All
abortion
right, shut the
won in
fuck
Kansas.
up. Shut up right now. And answer one other question. Okay?
Yes.
Oh, look at Michael Moore. Oh, he's tucking his tail between his legs, and I absolutely love it. Oh, he was not expecting this coming from Bill Maher. Oh my goodness. Just look. Look at that face. Look at that face. I absolutely love it. It is so good. It's so good.
Are you on Biden 24?
Well, you know, when he said
Suddenly you have nothing to say.
You know, every once in a while, Bill Maher is an absolute savage, and I have to appreciate it. I have to appreciate it. So anyway, this is just absolutely fantastic. I love to see this. Because, you know, people like Michael Moore are part of the old school elites that are continuing to try to control this country, continue to try to control the minds and the hearts of the people. And when they can't, when they are losing that control, they absolutely despise them more than anything else. With that being said, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. What do you think about what Bill Maher says to Michael Moore here? It's absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.